Hey, let's have a good one. What do you say?
I love that.
I think this is going to be a big time episode. Big time.
Ready?
Yeah.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Today it is May 27th, Tuesday. This comes out Thursday, correct?
Let's do it.
Does it? What about the ones? Well, so we have a bank full of. Damn, your hands look strong as hell.
I know.
Are you beefing up your hands?
I have been
I could tell.
gaming a lot.
Oh.
Claw. Check this out. I got this at Dwayne Reed because I know you guys have been complaining about the lack of AC in here.
Is that a finger fan?
You'll see.
Holy shit, dude.
What is
Should
this?
we see if it works?
Oh my God.
That's so Asian.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh, no. Oh, there we go.
Now, what's amazing about that too is that with the waterproof iPhone, you can actually turn that into a boat.
Yeah.
You could make a getaway.
Yeah.
This thing barely works.
Yeah, but if you just put it under the back of a dinghy.
They
Dude,
say it
this
works
is gonna
better
be
under.
so
yeah.
good for scrolling at night. Oh, it's dead. I think it broke.
Imagine how good it'll be for gooning.
Yeah, dude. Post jerking off. Just let me take 5.
Let it calcify on your belly.
Or yeah, just dry it
Just a
down.
post game
Just dry
presser.
it down. Yeah.
Like a paper mache project.
That's it.
A post jerk off press conference.
Candle wax.
Fan in your face.
Did pretty good.
Pretty
Started
good.
off
7
slow.
hours. I mean, everyone knows we were pushing for the 9-hour goon sesh today, but
Seemed like you really found something in the 5th hour there. What do you think that was due to?
this thing's hilarious.
That's great.
I
I'm proud
think
of you.
if
for
you
that.
held it above your head, you could probably Inspector Gadget the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah.
You might be able to just float off into the distance.
The boat. This thing being a boat.
That's great.
I'll unplug it. It's a little bit of a distraction.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't come with a case of any sort, so a little hard to get around. It's quite fragile.
Did you ever see The Other Guys?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know,
Hilarious.
there's a moment there. I think the funniest part of that movie is when Samuel L. Jackson and Rob Riggle, right, the two kind of gung-ho detectives, decide to jump off the building.
Yeah, aim for the bushes.
Aim for the bushes.
Yeah.
They do it in slow motion. They die.
Yeah. I thought is that not The Rock?
It is The Rock.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I've always fantasized about a movie starting that way, though, where the main character dies. It's so nice.
That's got to be one of the funniest movies ever. The Other Guys. So the scene where they're in the fucking, it's like the therapy for the cops who misfired their weapons.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, he drops down a 12 gauge. Let's even the odds. You remember that part where they're telling the stories?
I'm going to be honest. I've only
don't.
seen that movie one time.
Oh,
I
it's
only saw it once
so
as well.
good. So good.
But I enjoy Farrell.
Remember when Mark Wahlberg tells a story about shooting the dude? Is it A-Rod?
Oh, Jeter.
Jeter.
in
He
the
shoots
tunnel.
Jeter. Yeah. It's that scene.
I didn't love the movie.
Really?
I hate to say it. I'm
Do you
so
like
sorry.
Mark Wahlberg as a comedic actor? Is that it?
How do you not? Do you
What
like
else
comedy?
is he in
Ted.
comedically? Ted. I thought he was
Hilarious.
pretty good in Ted. I don't know. That just felt like it just fell a little short. In truth, I saw it long after when I probably should have seen it in my age.
You were too old for it.
I don't know
I
about
saw
that.
it like 2 years ago or a year
You got to
ago.
rewatch it.
No, I won't.
You have to. It's hilarious. Will
Maybe
Ferrell's
you,
wife.
Soder, Nick Mullen watch it together. Just a little watch along.
Okay. Is that
That's
a,
always nice.
It's always an option.
do they have some sort of like movie review podcast or something? Is there
I feel like that would make it funny, no? Watching it with two of the funniest guys.
I'm sure, yeah, it would probably make it funnier. But Will Ferrell in that movie is hilarious too. His hot ass wife,
that's funny. I liked that
and
part
he's
where
always
he's like,
she's
"What are
a
you wearing?"
disgusting slob. She's like a
Yeah.
supermodel. It's hilarious.
I think you look really nice.
Yeah,
I heard that he method hit it.
really.
I heard that he was hitting Eva Mendes just to be method and getting super annoyed with her.
Imagine Ryan Gosling finding out that
Is that
Eva Mendez's previous fuck buddy was Will Ferrell.
There has to have been some Hollywood overlap where it's like, you fucked Rob Schneider.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
You were fucking Chris Farley. He was funny.
Oh shit, I feel like I'm there now. I hear a whistle. My partner's on.
Bro, you're going to get us demonetized.
Says, "Even the odds!" He tosses me down a Mossberg pump. I send one through his chest.
See, this isn't doing it for me either.
I don't either, man. I don't know why Harry thinks
Really? You don't think that's funny?
Watching, it'd be a lot better if the fan were connected to the phone.
Or if it was in context. It was out of context for me.
It's really not. You guys have both seen the movie.
I just don't remember the movie.
You didn't even turn your phone to give us the full. It was just
I
this
never
tiny
turned my
thing.
phone.
I couldn't hear it.
I think I watched
really
the full
away.
Bin Laden documentary like this.
2 black bars to never forget.
Yeah. I gotta have something else open. You know, you get the Bin Laden documentary in the tiny top right corner.
What, you scroll?
You're just
play
moving
Candy Crush.
the window around so you can get, bottom right.
I thought this game was fake.
That, when they created that, the picture-in-picture on the iPhone, slippery slope. They knew what they were doing there.
Yeah.
They knew that they would never lose us.
Yeah, that's them trying to take everything.
They're so greedy.
Yeah.
That's a recession indicator right there.
Big time.
No one's going to work. No one's working their jobs.
We're definitely in a recession. And I'll be the first to say it.
I saw
you are the first to say it, and you keep saying it. You're gonna wish that into existence. You're gonna say that so long that when a recession does happen, you'd be like, "See, I was the first one."
Yeah.
I listened to a show that said 3 recession indicators are longer skirts on women, low-rise jeans on women, and Lady Gaga songs.
What?
They said that since in 2008, Lady Gaga had a song like "Just Don't Worry, Just Dance," and now that Lady Gaga is having some kind of resurgence, or Lady Gaga acolytes are now making their own music.
Is it because of Abracadabra?
It could be abracadabra.
Yeah, I think that's why, right?
But I think that that show is acting like there hasn't been any dance music made in the last 17 years.
Yeah, that's true.
There definitely has been dance music made.
Yes.
That's tough for Lady Gaga, though. Kind of a lose-lose situation for her.
Right. Anytime she sticks her hairy bush out there, she's just getting fucking...
Not really a lot of opportunities for her to make money.
Even though she's probably so rich.
She's big time.
In her $15 million townhouse.
Remember when her 3 French bulldogs, someone tried to kidnap all of them? And the guy that was walking the dogs, they shot him?
No, really?
Yeah, and there's audio of it.
No.
They killed him?
He's like, "What are you doing?" "No! Ah, I've been shot.
Did they kill him?
Shot." No, he didn't die. And then Lady Gaga put out a reward for the dogs.
Obviously.
But not for the guy.
I don't know what.
Have you guys ever seen 7 Psychopaths?
No.
No.
You haven't?
I've heard it's good.
That's
a good
what
movie.
it's about. It's about a guy who kidnaps dogs. That's loosely what it's about. But the movie is really good. You guys would like it. It's with, what's his name from...
Oh, shit. I love him.
It's with that freak from White Lotus. Sam, what's his name?
Talent?
No, you know what I'm talking about. The dude from season 3 of White Lotus tells the crazy story.
Bankman-Fried?
Sam Rockwell.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy who did what did he do, like a crypto scam?
No, that's...
Rockwell? Don't even joke. That's you.
Bankman-Fried. Oh, wow. Very funny, bro. People lost their lives. People's dogs were kidnapped over that scam, and now you're fucking laughing. You have to be insane to steal Lady Gaga's French bulldogs from her clearly gay dog walker. No way she's hiring a
but I
straight.
think that's the whole point. Isn't that like you steal her dogs, she puts out an insane reward, probably $50,000 per dog, and then you go cash in the dogs.
And you're like, "You're never going to believe this.
All 3.
But I found them being walked by a gay guy who had stolen them, and he wouldn't give them over, so I shot him.
I killed him.
You're welcome. Where's my bounty?"
Yeah.
I bet it was an inside job by the gay guys. It was probably a gay guy just telling his gay friend, "Just rob me, shoot me. Like, I could take it. I've been shot on before."
That probably happens too. I mean, dude, they're saying, did you see that they're saying that Kim Kardashian, they finally found, the people that robbed Kim Kardashian are finally going to jail?
That it was 3 French bulldogs stacked on top of each other, trying to avenge Gaga.
The one that Kanye had to leave his concert for?
Was that?
Yeah, he jumped out of his concert. He was up on that floating stage. That was kind of the beginning of the end for Kanye.
Oh, the floating. I totally
Things
forgot about the floating
really
stage.
started to fall apart at that point.
I think the last cool thing he did was the water, when he did the show with just the water on the floor.
Oh, that was SNL, right?
Was that SNL? No,
I
I
don't
think
know.
that was like a Kanye thing.
That does sound cool. I mean, he does have an eye for aesthetics.
Do you think he's gonna ever ditch the whole
I
Nazi
hate the Jews thing. I think it's just like, I don't know. He's just an edgelord.
people on his Reddit occasionally comes up on my Reddit, and like he'll tweet and be like, I don't hate Jews anymore, and then they'll screenshot it and post it on Reddit and be like, he's finally back.
The king is back.
Yeah, Ye is back.
The true king is the Jews.
Like he was taken over by like a demon.
He acts like that. He acts like being bipolar is a blanket excuse to be a bigot.
Hate Jews. Yeah,
I think he also is someone who is trying to just go so far out there. He's the type of guy who, from a fashion perspective, he would be like, I'm going to make clothing out of human poop.
Oh yeah, big time.
And people
Yeah.
be like, dude, don't do that.
Yeah.
Which is
They'd be
Lady
like,
Gaga too.
No, I'm going to make poop clothing.
Yeah,
And he would put out a whole line of poop clothing.
Yeah.
And it would be awful. And everyone would be like, dude, this was a huge mistake.
no, people would buy
But
it.
he would expect that somehow he could turn it into, whoa, what a daring move. So I think part of him thought being anti-Semitic openly was like crafting. Obviously, he's insane.
Yeah.
But
he
I
thought it
think
was
I
like,
bet you
yeah.
he also thought like I can turn this into a
Yeah, people will like this.
Watching his
some kind
streams
of
with-
artistic statement.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, nobody's on board for that, dude.
It's kind of like when really good comedians try to like put themselves in a hole and dig themselves out. Like they say a topic and
Yes.
it's controversial, and then they explain. Blah,
Right.
Blah.
A good technique.
Yeah,
But
but
for
it only,
really good comedians.
Yeah, it's tough.
Bill Burr, Andrew Schultz, they do
Yeah.
that well. Yeah.
It's tough when you're a musician, and the songs just are about you hating Jewish people
I also
and
think that
fucking your cousin.
Yeah, he almost might have said that to be like, okay, well the anti-Semitism thing didn't work. Let's see if we can get people to forget about that and go in another direction. Look, I can't be inside the mind of Kanye. I don't know.
No, I don't know either.
I think that he, and when you watch this stream with Sneeko, I think that he is intentionally trying to find the edgiest things that like you could say in like a group of dudes where people be like, whoa.
I don't know why him and Elon don't just hang out more.
They used to. I
They
think
used
that
to be
Elon is
boys.
just insufferable.
Yeah,
I think that they're
everyone just
unstoppable
hates
force
Elon.
and unstoppable force. Like, I think that their gravitational pulls reject one another, where on paper, it looks good.
I mean, I could see that being a real, like, Musk West for president and vice. Who would be vice? West.
Musk West.
No. You think that Musk is going to, or you think that Kanye is going to bend the knee?
No. True.
He's going to want to be prezi.
And Musk will never run for president because he can't, because he's not from America,
They'll bend the rules.
because he's an immigrant.
Because he's a filthy fucking...
South African. People are like, wait, why is Elon Musk racist? Oh, maybe it's because he's from South Africa.
Maybe because he was born in
Most racist country
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
a country that hung on to racism like Kanye West, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just clutching at racism as it goes away.
I know.
South Africa is fucking gnarly, though. I've been watching travel videos
It's crazy.
of South Africa and just like going to the like slums of South Africa, and you can't even film a travel video there.
Why
Like,
are
they're
they
just gonna-
so racist in South Africa? What's the reasoning behind that?
That would go back to how they were colonized.
Understandable.
And it became a country in Africa that has
Yeah.
a huge white population that has remained.
Yeah.
So like I think when a lot of colonial powers left Africa, so France left like Algeria,
Mhm.
Morocco and stuff like that, and Portugal left Mozambique and on, the white colonists remained in South Africa.
Yeah.
And this created a power struggle, which continued through Mandela. Mandela was imprisoned,
Yeah.
and there was, when he got released from prison, he was elected to lead the country. But that was apartheid, right?
Yeah.
Do you know about that?
A little bit.
Dana him.
Apartheid was like legalized segregation, I think. There were laws, like almost like Jim Crow laws.
Yeah.
But that was through the 80s. Those existed.
Oh, wow.
The 1980s.
Damn.
And then Mandela came along and said, no more.
Yeah.
You guys got to watch that Rodriguez documentary.
I know. I want to see that. Searching for Sugarman?
Yeah, it's great.
I would like to see that.
Sugarman makes it sound like he's
Makes the best snow cones.
or that he's like a Jewish cocaine dealer.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Sugar
man, won't you help me?
But you know one thing that is my favorite from South Africa?
Rodriguez.
The way they speak English. The English accent.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a roll of the R's and like a crispy T.
I think it's the best
Go back outside. You have to go back.
Anglophone way of speaking. The best version of speaking
Almost
English.
with the racism.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a little racism in the tongues there. You can hear it.
It's like Dutch.
Yeah.
It's like Dutch with a backing of like a little bit of British. It's interesting as hell.
What was that book about the kid who goes to South Africa, comes up in the boarding schools and becomes a boxer?
The Kiterunner.
No, that was Afghanistan, and that had a rape scene in it that I have never forgotten.
It's a book.
The Kiterunner is.
A rape book.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about reading a rape scene. I don't want to watch one either.
But you could just, it's like the Tyler Creator thing. You
Yeah,
could just like
skip
walk
it.
away.
Just one page next. And you're like, oh, it's still going on.
The Power of One is the book I was talking about. Did you guys ever read that?
No, but I
No.
feel like I've heard of it.
Oh, it's good. I think they made a movie out of it, so you could
Yeah, I could watch it.
start there.
The Kiterunner's a movie too.
Kiterunner?
Yeah.
It's Afghanistan though, right?
Yeah.
Rape.
Yeah.
It's rape.
Yeah.
More importantly than anything else.
I think it was Afghanistan.
Why? What goes on in the Power of Juan?
In the Power of One, it's about sort of around the Boer Wars, which was the Dutch. They were the Boers, the colonial vestige of the Dutch imprint in South Africa.
The Boers.
Boer.
You guys ever watch Out of Africa, the movie?
I did.
It's Robert Redford.
I went to
No.
the camp on my honeymoon where they shot that.
Really?
Where they shot that movie, yeah.
Interesting.
And they would play it in the place.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Just 24 hours?
No, if you wanted to watch it.
Pretty good movie though.
I've never seen it.
It's a pretty interesting movie.
Classic.
Meryl
Streep.
Is it about AIDS at all, or mostly coffee?
I thought it was more about like ivory and hunting and stuff like
I thought they had
that.
like a coffee farm. Isn't the farm a coffee farm or something?
Is
It was probably pre-AIDS actually.
I had coffee the other day for the first time in 8 months.
that right? I'm going to look up
Wired?
some of these facts that I've just shared because I'm not 100% sure if I'm right about any of
They'll
this.
tell you. People will be like,
I know.
actually, you're dumb because you don't know this stupid thing. Where'd you get coffee from?
Starbucks.
Was it Elite?
Yeah, it was great.
Where'd you get the nitro cold brew?
I got the cold brew, a little splash of peppermint in
Oh,
there.
good.
Why not?
I was right about
Why not?
apartheid.
Jesus Christ.
Shit was phenomenal.
Peppermint in May?
I
fucking-
love peppermint,
I know, but
especially in iced coffee.
I reserve that for holidays like nutmeg and cinnamon.
No. I go peppermint in the iced coffee all year round.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't really drink coffee.
But it's like that's like having a candy cane in June.
No.
To me, it is. My palate just doesn't agree with it. That's like having a hearty ragu in July.
Francis, are those your pills?
Mm-hmm.
What you got? What
These
you working
are the
with?
rosuvastatin.
Statin.
I was
Nothing
behind on my picking up my prescription, so I had to get it on the way in. And I'll tell you something: you have these in your pocket, people know you're coming.
Oh yeah.
Especially on a city bike.
Yeah.
Is that a rattlesnake?
Yeah.
Sounded like I had those beads on the back wheel
It's like the
that shift around on a children's bike.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Good heart health is coming.
I always get nervous about that because when I go to Duane Reade or CVS to pick up my prescriptions, I leave with a fucking paper duffel bag, and they got 19 bottles in there, and I'm like, I feel like someone's gonna fucking jump me for these.
Well, now people know
because I got some goodies in there.
People are gonna
I got some
camp
sweet
out.
treats.
People are gonna camp out over.
Yeah, it's not just statins and antidepressants. There's some fun ones.
Xannies?
No.
So what? If it's not painkillers and it's not Xanax, what could be fun? What could be fun like that? Like
beta
everything
blockers,
else,
bro. You don't like beta blockers?
Beta blockers.
Slow down your heart rate.
Do beta blockers take a long time?
Beta blockers don't do any. You can't feel anything from
Yeah,
beta
that's
blockers.
what I mean. That doesn't sound like a fun one.
It's literally just blood pressure
I
medication.
feel like there's very few medications that you could take that would be fun right away. Like
Well,
you might
I
have
get-
to spend a couple weeks on the antidepressants
Yeah.
for them to start working.
I get Klonopin prescribed, but I don't really use it. And when I do use it, I don't feel anything.
Guys, I just have to say, I think I was wrong about the Boer Wars.
All good.
No, they're going to clip that without you having your...
I know. I think it was
Retraction.
between the English colonists versus the South African people who wanted independence, but they were Boers. They were descendants mostly from the Dutch who had arrived there in the 17th century. So if you care, go look up more on that. I apologize for not knowing more about that.
We cannot be people's history podcast. That is not what we are here for. There is other history. Go watch Twisted History if you want to keep it in network.
Yeah.
Go watch Dan Carlin. You know what I mean? There's a billion fucking history podcasts that people could go to.
I know.
They're here for a little quibbling.
People hold me accountable, and I hold myself accountable. So,
No, it's just that fucking moron bitch that tried to hold you accountable.
Who's that?
That moron that messaged you.
Oh, yeah.
That girl moron.
Yep.
She's the only one that truly wants accountability. And we
Mhm.
debunked her dumbass.
Yeah.
I mean, I could plug this into my PlayStation controller, no problem. Because it's got the USB-C port.
That's huge for you. You got the paddles going?
Of course.
Yeah, you're paddling.
Have you seen the things where people say that creating an AI image generates it uses 4 days of electricity?
Oh, yeah.
How the fuck
Apparently,
does that
they
work?
say that ChatGPT is insanely bad for the environment.
Yeah.
Well, so was
Bitcoin.
farming crypto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Why?
Because it requires server power
Yeah.
that needs a lot of energy.
ChatGPT is crazy. If you ask ChatGPT something crazy, or if you ask them to create an image, they say there's a million other people doing this right now. You gotta wait. They put you in a queue.
Really?
It takes 15 minutes.
My-
Yeah, that's what
I-
you gotta get premium.
I was just making some posters for some upcoming tour dates, and I was playing on the.
You're using ChatGPT for posters?
No, I got an example of what I liked, and then sent it to a graphic designer, who is the man, and I'm like, hey, just go off this, because I like giving work to people.
Yeah.
But I was trying to play on the poster of the Diddy thing,
The trial?
the fall of Diddy.
Yeah.
So all my dates in the fall, I'm calling it the fall of Francis. And it's sort of like a two-faced sort of dichotomy.
Yeah.
So on the left side is like a smiley, happy.
Francis.
And then on the right is shrouded in darkness,
Damn.
the face of a guy who had lots of sex parties and
With kids.
Just standing over Cassie.
yeah.
That's good.
And that's what you get to see.
I'm sure the clubs will be thrilled about that. Get that up on their grid.
I bet it's a hilarious concept.
Here's what it looks like.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's amazing.
You did that with ChatGPT, or is that the one
was
that
with
the dude made?
ChatGPT, and then I sent that to
How did you
Zach
get
Woomer.
ChatGPT to do that?
You look like Winters, kind of.
Yeah.
Bro, what was your prompt?
I said
Drop the
Please,
prompt.
please give me
Don't
that prompt.
gatekeep the
bro.
prompt. bro.
make an image of Francis Ellis with two faces similar to the poster for the Fall of Diddy thing. And
If I did that, it would come up with every time I type in someone on AI, it does not make that person.
You ever see the?
Maybe I'm
where
not
it's-
famous enough. They don't know what I look like.
well, I don't think it's because you don't post enough. Didn't you see Wallow talking on the podcast recently about how we need to post more?
Look, me and Wallow have different ideas.
He said, "Look, this is just throw anything at the wall. This is just the rehearsal."
Yeah, but if I was as entertaining as Gilly and Wallow, I would do that. But there's also most people don't have that level of I can talk, and no matter what I say, it's going to be interesting.
Little bro, you actually do have that.
No, I don't.
There have been already 10 clips from this podcast today that I think if you posted, I would watch and fucking piss myself. Share to people.
Wallow and Gilly, like they have their phones on auto record.
Remember when you did that thing with the fan?
That was great. That's definitely going on the grid. That'll go on the grid for sure.
For sure. Or still image of that on the grid.
Hard post.
It seemed like you were offended when he said that he was using ChatGPT to make a poster.
Well, I agree with what he said about paying people.
I used Sean's guy.
Gardini?
Yep.
Really? I didn't know he had
I got him to do it.
I didn't know he had
I got you to do the reverse.
Yeah, I know.
I got you to do the reverse.
I was aware when I did it.
That felt really good. I don't know why that felt so good.
No, it's really not that crazy.
Master.
Walked you right into that one.
I didn't know Gardini had a guy.
Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a guy.
And you use him?
Well, I've just started. He's pretty cool. He's I'll find out his Instagram. I'll tell people.
Why would you guys do that when you could just get like the entertainment and service and art for free from ChatGPT?
I know.
I literally just will write into ChatGPT, write a 1-hour comedy special, and it'll come up, and I'll just be like, no, say this out loud. And I'll just set it up in front of my TV, and I'll just watch the entire comedy special. It's so nice.
That would be insane.
It's the new wave.
That's what they think is going to happen. They keep on, like, I've said this from the beginning. I don't think I'm really scared of AI, nor do I really care. Like, the whole thing where they're like, AI is going to replace actors, it's going to replace comedians, going to replace movies. It's like, it's never going to happen. They keep showing. They're like, oh my God, Open AI 3 just dropped, and look at these. And it's like, no, yeah, you can still tell. It looks like a fucking cartoon.
Yeah, I think that will go away, though. I think that will go away.
But it's been 5 years.
Madden graphics still suck. You know?
Yeah. But Madden graphics haven't changed in the last decade.
Dude, I remember maybe 10, 15 years ago, I would go on and I would look for like Britney Spears nudes. And you'd go in and there'd be all these computer generated images.
Yeah.
And they looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Those guys splicing longhand.
Dude, those guys were cutting magazines together.
Yeah.
Like ransom notes. And I think that we're going to get very realistic blow bangs. I think
horse
we will. Fucks Katy Perry.
Yeah.
And she's like, you can smell the barn through the computer screen.
I think we will get that, but
sniff?
I think it's always going to, at least right now, I think if you can't tell what's AI and what's not, like they should be teaching classes on that.
I still see videos of grandmas watching GTA and being like, oh my God, this is the news.
Yeah.
Look at this car accident.
People, like, there's full, like, I'll get on Instagram, like, I'll be scrolling, and it'll be like a girl picture will pop up, and I'll be like, immediately, I'll be like, that's AI. And then I'll click on the profile, and the whole profile, it's just not a real person. But then you look at the comments, and it's a bunch of dudes being like,
please let me touch you. I want to fuck so badly.
It's a lot of Indian bros.
Where can I send money?
It's a lot of Indian bros just, getting their nut off in the comments to a computer-generated photo of someone that doesn't exist.
Good.
It is, honestly. That is not
better
than
like a tourist getting groped.
Yeah, it's better than a real person.
Yeah. Better than having to spend your entire day with your digital camera hanging from your wrist as you walk through Union Square
with mirrors on your
times,
shoes.
Trying to find girls that are, sitting on the steps.
But once the robots become
you don't even know if the footage is good until you upload it. Is the problem that I've heard about.
You need something in real time where you could tell.
You need some kind of, hey, ChatGPT or any of these upskirts videos that
well, that's what they want to happen. They want it to become a thing where you're going to have a pair of these glasses on. The whole day you're just going to be like, hey GPT, do I suck? Yeah.
That's what and Zuckerberg wants to be the one who's like telling you. Dude, didn't he say that he thinks that like AI friends are going to replace human friends. Like you'll have 3 real friends and then 8 AI friends.
Dude, they've been
like
saying
that.
this about AI and every year they're like, right now we're past the point of return. We're fucked.
Well, it's just the people who are creating all that have like Asperger's and like have like a lack of understanding of human connections inherently. So they're like, how could anybody have real friends with real people?
Oh, yeah.
How could that possibly exist? It's like, well, people do make connections with other people. Like they don't exclusively rely on equally robotic things that they've made from their hand.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
Please.
You were finishing a thought. I want to hear it.
I'm just concerned that when we make the robots into sex robots eventually, the sex robots will get tired of getting fucked by the humans. And so the sex robots are going to have to build another class of sex robots. Like it'll be like a pyramid scheme of robots just building other robots to get fucked.
Just unlimited robots.
That's just what I'm worried about, is that there'll be like a caste system of robots subjugating other robots. Like, just fuck this robot instead.
Hey, this pussy isn't aluminum.
Yeah.
What the heck? This is some kind of a composite. I already said I was allergic to nickel.
Yeah.
I think it was
now I have a rash. That's the new STD, is when you fuck nickel.
I think it was in like 2018. The New York Post tweeted that article that went super viral. That was like, people are going to be fucking robots in the next 3 years. Look where we are. I'm not fucking robots. Are you guys fucking robots?
Well, depends.
So maybe we should sue the New York Post.
Yeah, for false claims, for
claims.
false promises.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's my fuck robots?
Yeah.
Sometimes the girl I'm fucking can't really tell
Right.
She's doing the robot.
if she is a robot or not.
Yeah.
You think that doing the robot will be like a mating call to the sex robots?
I think that
know-
raises a lot of questions.
Yeah.
It could be seen as a slur, offensive.
Doing the robot?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like doing blackface.
Yeah. You're not going to do the black guy,
Yeah.
you know?
We don't move like that
No.
anymore.
No.
These are very exaggerated and cartoonish depictions.
That's Rock'em Sock'em robots.
That's like
That's how they move.
it's
Transformers is like
yeah.
seen as some sort of
Yeah.
it's like the roots of
Or like iRobot is going to be what's that really old movie that was like the most racist thing of all time?
Rush Hour?
Yeah, it's like iRobot's going to be seen as Rush Hour. iRobot's going to be the new Rush Hour. It was like Birth of a Nation. No, that's not it.
If robots don't do it for me, I will not be getting aroused by a robot.
Well, you've never seen a robot with that scunion.
True. True.
Once they build
Yeah,
the
they haven't-
true scunion.
you've never seen a robot that like specialized in stand-up comedy and video games.
True.
Or once, yeah, with that like Asa Akira donates her body to science. They studied her from top to bottom, and the robot can do stand up, and the robot can put you onto video game hacks that you didn't know about.
Well, they also do that. They'll also post and be like, check out this new George Carlin hour created by AI. And then you're like, yeah, it sucks. Yeah,
I didn't think it was that bad.
I don't even know how you could listen to that.
I mean, I
and
wouldn't
care.
listen to it, but I thought that the way they created jokes in his tone were close.
I also think that
Yeah.
at the end of George Carlin's career, it was more like cultural observations that
Yeah.
everybody would like clap at. Be like, war? Like, we're at war every day.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
the real war is what's going on in the grocery aisles. And it's like, oh, yeah, like, just clap at that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just could never listen. Like, I could never, like, if Louis died and they put out a Louis special, but it wasn't actually written in Louis, I would be like, I don't care. You'd be like, I'm not going to watch someone else try to write jokes from someone else's brain.
What
But-
about an artist that only sang other people's songs that they wrote? Like Frank Sinatra maybe didn't write a bunch of his old songs. What if someone could sing a Frank Sinatra, someone could write a new version.
Like they could make
Lose
Frank Sinatra
yourself.
cover. Yeah.
In the moment.
Yeah, still, I don't
You
think that
own
would
it.
interest me.
You could never let it go.
You need real people behind things.
By the way, though, we don't know if that might become the norm. So
For you.
if it were normal for us to consume content that was created by AI, and that is what the best closest thing you had to Louis putting out a new special, you don't know in that world if that wouldn't be something you would want.
I think if I was born into that world, yeah, but going from being in this world
I think
to
you might
that,
adjust.
I don't think so at all. Your entire day is going to be taken up by looking at shit that was created by a computer.
Oh, and that's such a departure from your day.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm not playing. When I'm playing video games, I'm playing against real people, and the game was created by real people.
I'm sure that they did use some sort of software.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure that those games, given, they're not. It's not like It's not like Disney movies from the early '90s where every frame is drawn or whatever.
It's a flip book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Now I'm sure Call of Duty, to a large degree, is some sort of computer generated graphics and programming.
You think this
happened?
happened when Gutenberg made the printing press, where people were like, I'm not going to just sit around and read a fucking printed out pamphlet all day. Like, I want to hear the stories from the horse's mouth. I want oral tradition.
Yeah, I think you guys are in the wrong, to be honest.
I'm asking a question.
I like your version better. I actually appreciate sort of you adhering to sort of an analog future, because that to me feels safer and more comforting, and I want that to be true. I just don't think that's going to be how it is.
Yeah, the stock market would be better if we just like ripped off tickets and like just did it by hand.
That's an insane comparison.
How?
You're talking about altering like the entire world versus altering how the stock market works.
Which altered the entire world.
No,
it altered the global market.
Yeah, but it's not the same. We're talking about you
want your video games to be like handmade from scratch.
They are. And
do you know how buggy that would be? How glitchy?
You want fresh ingredients in your video game, like a Wallace and Gromit cartoon.
I promise you, the buggy things are not the things that they're making with AI. It's the things they're making manually, which is what you said.
I'm confused by that.
I don't know what I said. I just repeated what you said, but I tried to use it against you, even though you just said that to me.
This is progress.
Anyways, what I was saying was, the Outdoor Boys guy, Luke from the Outdoor Boys, he's gone, right? He quit YouTube. I watch his YouTube videos all the time.
Yeah.
So if they start making AI videos of him catching fish, well, that's not gonna hit. I'm not gonna watch that and be like, wow, look at it. It's a big brown trout that a computer created and had him catch.
Here's what I would guess is that if it were something that people loved so much, and I hate to put it this way, let's say that Luke passed away instead of just retiring.
Yeah.
So people knew there's no world where we can ever see him make new content anymore. And AI started putting that out. There would be people who would say, well, I can't have the real thing, but this is the next best.
Yeah, I guess there would be, but those people are weird.
It's like people, to me, it's a bit like when they took away mango jewel pods, and people were like, all right, well, fuck, those were the best and I like them. Can't have that anymore. But they all went to those bullshit Chinese made, sticks that you buy at bodegas, or they started smoking the mint pods from Juul.
Mint went with mango.
Unfortunately, when you were in your Juul heyday, right? What was the flavor you liked the most?
Mango, probably.
It was the mango, right?
Are you talking about high school or are you talking about now?
When Harry was doing it because he liked it, as opposed to now where he does it because you start to get very agitated compulsion. If you don't. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to start just smoking AI.
You are basically smoking crypto right now.
But you were on the mangoes, then the FDA, right?
Yeah, the FDA said no
banned
more mango.
It, and you said, well, okay, I can't watch Luke from Outdoor Boys anymore, but at least I can have the mint.
Yeah, so you say, okay, I guess I'll go watch a worse version of Luke from the Outdoor Boys, which would probably be another outdoors YouTube channel. But I wouldn't say, okay,
That's this now.
ChatGPT paste Luke's face over this guy so I can watch his face instead.
If AI gets to a point, which I suspected it will.
I mean, at that point, I may as well just have my Google glasses on and be like, make Ronan Francis Luke. I'd have an easier time talking to Luke right now.
But this is
that's a future I do think people envision. I think Zuckerberg is envisioning that future.
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's going to get
like
to a
that
point where
episode of
you
Black
can't tell
Mirror.
the difference between the real and the
It's
fake.
not good. I don't like that.
I listened to a podcast recently where the guy was like, imagine the horror of the people who created the iPhone, where originally you had the history of the world and all the knowledge of mankind at your fingertips, and it's devolved into a digital vape that you put under your pillow to suckle on whenever you want to.
Yeah, or a fan. Fucking bullshit.
But it is the digital vape that you suckle on. You just pick up every 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It gets us
crazy.
good.
It's crazy.
But I also
what's
think
happened.
that eventually people will, the innovation will be governed by how it serves people. And I don't think that it will get to a point where it's not actually serving people. You're not going to have to do something you don't want to do.
How do you know?
Do you think you do stuff you don't want to do now?
Of course. Every day.
Like what? Like technology
Get out of
based.
bed.
This podcast.
What's up? You're asking if I ever have to do anything technology based that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Like what? Give me an example.
For example, you were saying that everybody's just gonna turn us into Luke from the Outdoor Boys, and you're gonna want to resist that future.
Yeah.
Is there anything that is happening right now, technology based, that you feel like you wish that you could have resisted or didn't have to constantly do?
Oh yeah, like Instagram Reels, TikTok, all that bullshit.
Yeah, but you don't post on that.
Yeah, but it still
you
comes
naturally
up every
resist
time
it.
I open Instagram. It's right there, and then you get caught up. It's impossible to not get caught up. I don't even blame myself.
Because you're hitting the digital vape. That's under
Yeah,
your pillow.
exactly. Yeah,
It's
So
just
what would AI
suckling.
do to solve that?
and nothing.
Okay, but why is that technology that you get angry about right now?
Oh, because it's brain rot.
Right.
It's-
So would AI solve that? Am I finishing the sentence correctly here? Right? Isn't that the thought?
No.
That there's something technologically that bothers you that you wish that AI could
I think
solve
my
for?
point is that it's that we just are still autonomous. We don't have to do the thing that just because Mark Zuckerberg is like, these glasses will suck your dick now. You don't have to.
You
wear
don't
the
have to get
glasses.
sucked off by the glasses.
have
Yeah,
to
except
come.
then what's going to happen is you're going to try it once and you're going to be like, okay, yeah, whoa, that technique was unbelievable.
Yeah, the glasses
know,
really know how to
Hand
do
and mouth moving in sync,
it.
Because they exhumed
Taking-
Asa Akira.
taking its time, not just getting it over with.
Or doing something unexpected, an unexpected tease move
Right.
in the middle.
Pushing it to the back of its genetically manufactured throat to create that more sort of viscous spit, which it then
Ew.
spits in the base and
Nasty.
then rubs all over it.
Nasty.
And now it's all wet. Now the whole thing is wet.
Gross.
Well, we're just thinking of what Zuckerberg
Well, we're gonna have
was
to cut.
thinking.
We're gonna have to cut that.
Can I say something's wrong with me right now?
Why?
Yeah.
I have a problem.
I don't think so.
I worked out yesterday and I started choking on my own spit.
Acid reflux.
No. I was doing something that was hard, but wouldn't have been hard a couple years ago. I was doing
What kind of workout is this, bro?
I was doing 10 burpees, 5 pull-ups, 10 kettlebell swings with a minute and a half rest in between. And I was trying to do 5 sets. I finished the 4th set, after which the spit in my mouth was so thick that I couldn't breathe.
Allergies.
And I started choking. So I had to stop. And I thought I was suffocating on my own fluid.
What'd you eat during the day?
Nothing unhealthy. I had a very healthy day yesterday.
What'd you eat?
Hours earlier, I had my oatmeal with a banana on top.
That's all.
Yeah.
Sounds like there was a lack of fuel.
That's not what caused
Sounds like
this.
you were running on E, brother.
Because I know some foods are mucus creating, but it sounds
Chocolate
like
milk is big on that.
Yeah.
We could never drink it before choir.
yes, exactly. It was
I
just
mean-
you'd warble.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound like you had any chocolate milk before this workout.
No, I sure didn't.
That's like an after workout recovery.
When was the last time you guys had a good chocolate milk?
Mm-hmm.
And you
From
who does
home
not count.
and from home. Yeah, I'm talking chocolate syrup in the regular milk.
Not for a long time.
Not in decades.
No.
Yeah, I haven't had one in at least 5 years.
When I was in college, best part about college by far, they had next to like the soda fountain, they had a chocolate milk dispenser.
Wow.
And it was good.
Yeah, I
it was
bet.
none of the bullshit. It was the real deal chocolate milk.
Well,
it's like when you ever go to someone's house and they have the jug of chocolate milk.
oh, a big gallon.
Not the gallon, but
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm talking about.
quart.
Yeah.
We used to have that. That would come from Oakhurst. They made
Really?
the best stuff.
We never had. We
Was
never would buy it.
Oakhurst? That's not a national dairy dispenser, is it?
I have no
That
clue.
might have been specific to Maine. I don't know.
Oakhurst?
Oakhurst.
Sounds familiar. It's probably in Massachusetts too.
I barely had chocolate milk growing up.
Really?
They started supplying it at our school.
Ooh, we had
The little ones,
have?
the little ones that you'd have to push the paper. 8-ounce.
My parents were so
Yeah, the
full of shit when it
carton.
came to health.
What did we have? What the fuck?
Like
was
they
it
wouldn't let
called?
me have chocolate milk and
Put it on his hat
Doritos.
like he's a cartoon
Goddamn Pee Wee
character.
Herman.
Like he's the kid from Up.
What did we have? It was like the True Moo. Is that what it was called? True Moo.
While you're thinking of that, I cooked a dinner last night. I
True
gotta
milk.
tell you, I'm getting into cooking.
That's amazing. That's such a good. It's a good
Francis,
quality and skill
you've
to
been
build.
into cooking.
But also, you kind of turn your brain off, and
You're
Yeah.
not getting into cooking. You've been into cooking.
Why are you mad at me? About
Because like 2 weeks ago, you were like, I made short ribs the other night and I threw up. I don't think short ribs are something that you get into if you're not into cooking.
No, I know.
Like I couldn't just bang out a short rib when I go home.
Well, you don't have an oven,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
so that'd be a little tough. I want to make short ribs tonight. Can I get a contractor in here between now and 6 p.m.?
can I sous vide short ribs?
Yeah.
I have a Ziploc bag and some heat in my sink.
Oh, so I don't keep trash in my apartment because of like food trash, food scraps, unless it's like actual food to put in the
that's
fridge.
not true.
Yes, it's completely true.
I've been to your house, and over like the months when we were recording, there was like the same mostly eaten Cheez-It box that I could just dip back into, or that sleeve of premium crackers that I could just like dip into the entire time that I was
Well,
there.
He
Cheez-Its
remembers
and
the
I'm talking about
specifics.
Cheez-Its and chips. Yeah, you're not gonna throw away a full bag of chips or a half box of Pringles. But that's not what the
Are
mice.
those open though?
No.
For
Yes,
months?
they're
No.
open.
What do you think? I'm fucking crazy?
I don't know if soggy is something that matters to you.
No, I'm not having soggy fucking Cheez-Its.
Stale, soggy.
They
I don't
were.
even like Cheez-Its.
The premium crackers, the
clubs.
club crackers were open.
The box was open. They're in individual wrappings.
No, the sleeve was open.
Then I
and
wasn't
I
eating
could
out
take,
of that. Then I wasn't eating out of that sleeve.
But that's his point, which is that you left it.
Okay, I don't keep.
And you
I don't
didn't
keep
throw it
food.
away.
You try not to.
I don't keep food in my apartment. And today I saw there was a fly in my kitchen, and I was
It's
like,
a fruit
and
fly.
I was like, where the fuck are you going? And I watched it, and it went into the below the sink, and that's where the mice are at. So,
You tracked it?
well, that's where they originally were spawning from. So I was nervous, and then I opened it up, and there was a trash bag under the sink, and I was like, oh my god! I was like, is there food in this? Because if there is, it has been here for months. And I
God
I
damn,
opened it and I
dude.
closed the door immediately. I was like, why is there a trash bag in there?
Oh, you just didn't even want to deal with it?
No, and then I took it out. It was all boxes, luckily. That's what I was getting to.
Oh.
All good. It ended up just being all like,
I can't believe you followed the fly like a private eye.
well, because, dude, I mean, if that was food in there, I was assuming I was going to pull the bag up and it was all the trash was going to stay and there was going to be like a pile of mice.
Mice orgy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just
dude.
picturing the fruit fly like looking over its shoulder at you and you like acting like you're reading a book or something.
Yeah.
Well, because I keep my window in the warmer months, or especially around this time of year, like early summer/spring. I like to keep my window open to get some fresh air in.
Sure.
But the problem is a ton of flies and bugs will fly in.
You know what you can get is
A screen.
You can get even just one of those ones that's sort of like a sliding connector. It can go in the bottom part of the. So you have your window open like that much, and it can you put it The window will rest on top of it gently.
Does this work for like a window like mine?
Yeah, yours goes up.
No, mine pulls out.
Oh, then you would need a full screen.
Yeah, exactly.
You could do
my windows are. I can't have an AC in them.
Another option is a sidearm,
What do you mean?
like a
Strap?
9mm
Really?
for the flies.
For the flies? I think if there was like if there was a mouse in my apartment and I had a gun, I would shoot the mouse. It would be a thing. It would be like I'd miss a couple weeks with the pod.
Do you not have air conditioning in your living room?
No.
What about your bedroom?
My bedroom, I do.
You have a window unit?
Yeah. No, I have a portable tube. It sucks.
Wait a minute. Where does that go to?
It's a tube. It's a massive hose like this thick. And it goes in the window.
Oh my God. You're going to die.
But there's a window unit that it's connected to, right?
No. It is connected to, the tube goes probably 6 feet out, and then it connects to this massive portable AC.
That's outside.
That's in my room.
How does it ventilate?
It takes up 90% of the room.
I'm confused.
How does it ventilate?
What do you mean?
Like, where does it, doesn't air conditioning have to, part of it have to be outside and part of it
That's
inside?
what the tube is for.
But
the hose.
But it goes into a machine?
It goes outside.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and so...
But it's not a window. I would never call that a window unit.
Because it sits on the floor?
It sits on the floor.
And it blasts air into the room.
Yeah.
But it
doesn't work.
Venting through a hose out to the sort of alley.
Yeah.
I see.
So at best, I'm getting warm alley air.
But it's not... Is it sucking the air from the outside? I think it sucks
from there and turns it into cool water, into cool air. Isn't that how all air conditionings work?
I don't fucking know.
They suck in the outside air.
I think it was the Boer War.
Yeah, it was the Boer War.
I'm just saying. You know, that's what Fights has a good one. I got to get his because he has a portable AC too. Because he has those weird windows.
Fights, if you're watching, let Sass know what your air conditioning unit is.
You got to drain it into the bath,
or just let it slowly drip onto someone walking past, and they're like, "Is that piss?"
No, it would be dripping onto my floor.
Hey, can I tell you something?
Sure.
There are some things that you could do that would really improve the quality of your life.
No, there's not. But were you going to say AC?
Well, there definitely are. You're just not willing to do that, which I get because I'm not willing to do the things.
They're not that expensive.
Like
and I'm not trying to be condescending or patronizing about your life. I'm trying to actually help you. Because I am a guy who resists change. I think a lot of men do.
Oh my God.
Right? You're looking for your jewel?
I am, yes.
You don't have one. You didn't have it, remember?
I did. I do have it. Just tell me what you're gonna say.
So I think
Look at this little tree.
Figuring out a way to let your stay focused.
Found
here.
it in the pocket.
It's
a rare find. Full JP.
A nice potty.
If only I knew where my tool was.
Anakin Skywalker doing work in the pods.
All right, Francis. How can I cool myself off?
That's what I'm trying to help you with.
Okay, just say it. You can just tell me.
Well, I think you need to figure out a solution for the window situation. And I think you need to get, because you like having it open and you spend a lot of time in your living room, and that's the only way for you to have it cooler in the hot months.
Is to have it. No, my apartment it'll get like a livable, you know?
Is that all from the unit that's in your bedroom?
Yeah.
So you need to keep that.
I
That's
got
a
an air
long
purifier.
hallway.
I got an air purifier. It's helping out.
But that's not cooling anything.
Yeah, but it's getting shit moving around, which I think helps when the AC is on.
Do you have a fan in your living room?
That is a fan. The air purifier is a fan. 3 levels of fan.
You need
and puring.
An Asian woman to,
well, that's why I just got
geisha
this.
to manually fan you.
Dude, you need air conditioning in your living room.
Dude, there's literally nothing I can do.
I don't resign ourselves to that. Can I come do this with you?
Francis, I'll send you a video.
Would you let me
I'll go home.
To try to help you with this?
We're probably over an hour into the podcast. I'm probably realistically going to be home in the next 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I'll send you a video of what my window looks like. There is no way in hell an AC unit is going in that window. The last dude had it. The last dude that lived there, he had his portable AC in the kitchen. But I think I would worry that wouldn't make the room cold enough.
But the kitchen is so much closer than your bedroom, which you're saying is the place from which all the cool air emanates, because that's the only.
I think if
air
I put it in the
conditioning you
kitchen, it would definitely make the living room cooler, but I think it would also make the bedroom less cool.
Well, you'd get a second window unit and put it in your kitchen.
Dude, these things take up a lot of space.
There are different sizes.
I promise
I
you
was a
there
window unit guy for years when I lived in Brooklyn Heights.
They're huge.
Some are and some aren't. That depends on the power of the output.
Yeah, you want a bigger one.
Well, for sure to have it be more powerful, but you'd settle for one that still worked.
Dude, my last apartment in West Village, when I lived with Owen and Dukes, it was just, the AC was just facing my bed. Like I had my problem at that apartment was I was too cold.
I want to get you back to
amazing.
that.
I'll
I want to
never
get you
get
back
back.
to that.
And I've adjusted, I've adjusted to more of a swamp lifestyle.
See, this is what I
Like
can't.
I live in L.
Talk about flies flying around. You got rat orgies happening and mice.
There isn't.
This is such a humid, boggy atmosphere you're
there
living in,
is
and you
no
wonder why you're
mice.
sick all the
There's
time.
no mice or rats, and I'm not sick all the time.
You wonder why you can't recover to work out 2 days in a row.
I
can. I want to save your
I
life.
have a fear of mice. That's why I take the precautions to make sure there's no mice.
The precaution, which was to follow the fly.
Yeah, sometimes you got to
which
get your
was
nose
the
dirty.
Messenger to the Bin Laden compound.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to follow the fly, figure out where he's going.
What was that guy's name again? It was alliterative.
Yeah, it was Abu Ahmed, something like that. It was exactly like that.
The
Yeah.
messenger?
Abu Ahmed,
I think it was
Mukhtar.
Mukhtar.
No, but he was the
No,
bad
no.
guy that drove into the compound, right?
But he was the messenger.
No, it was. I think you're closer.
Abu Ahmed, I think was the messenger. That's how they found him.
He was the courier that brought the videos
I thought
to the news.
Mukhtar was the messenger.
Mukhtar,
Yeah.
Mukhtar was the
his
Jordanian.
right hand man. He was his right hand man, but he wasn't the doctor.
And what was the woman that had
But
the...
Mukhtar was the one that they were like, no one can find out who he is.
Right.
Yeah. Like when they were in Guantanamo.
Yeah, the bad guy.
Yeah.
That guy. Well, by the way, impressive that guy, through all those enhanced interrogation sessions, never caved on Mukhtar.
Caved.
Oh, they didn't. I don't think they ever got like any information on those interrogation tactics.
Really?
Have you ever watched The Report? Oh, no, I asked you that.
I did watch that.
You watched that with Adam
Yeah.
Driver? It's all
Mhm.
about that, yeah. They didn't get dick.
What was the guy's name?
The dudes
It
were
was
just
a-
I
making
don't know if
shit
they
up.
didn't
It
get
was
dick.
an acronym. It was like a 3-letter acronym. It was like AOC or something like that.
I don't know if they ever got any. I don't know if they got any information from waterboarding specifically.
Well, I think they might. I'm sure they did get some, but the issue was that people would say anything to make it stop.
Exactly. They would just make shit up.
Yeah.
It's hard to waterboard a religious extremist too, because they're like, "I'll die and it'll be awesome."
Oh wow, waterboarding is just straight up a form of torture now.
Does
I got waterboarded in
Not-
here in this office.
Not really though.
How?
It wasn't real waterboarding.
I mean, it was.
No, it wasn't.
If you're laying on a table with a towel, over
You, like,
your
didn't even
face and
cough.
people
You,
are
like,
pouring
peeled it
water
off,
onto
you're
your
like, that
face,
wasn't that bad.
That's waterboarding.
That's what happened to you?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
I on the act, I had to get waterboarded. They were like, just try it for 10 seconds or something.
And it wasn't that bad, right?
Well, no, because it was for 10 seconds. The problem is like that's like there's a dude on YouTube. I remember I watched this a while ago. There's a dude on YouTube who was like he's an
I know-
ex-military guy.
Tim Kennedy
Is he the dude that did the
UFC, and he did it.
and
he
he
was
did
like,
the
it felt like it was
waterboarding.
cleaning out my sinuses.
Yeah. But it was his friend that was doing it to him.
Yeah, right. But he's also like the most badass, tough guy in the world. I think the way that a Navy SEAL or a fucking Force Recon Marine experiences waterboarding is a little different from how we would.
Yeah, but the whole point of waterboarding is that I might be wrong, but isn't it that it makes it it like simulates drowning?
Drowning, yeah.
So the whole purpose of it is that you're horrified because you're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
You don't know if it's gonna stop.
But that dude, obviously, his best friend / video
Controlled
editor is
environments.
probably not going to kill him.
There
As
was-
opposed to you, where it was dead serious.
No, but
on
that's
the
exactly
act.
what I said. I said the same thing.
Who's
You know you're not gonna die.
the essayist, the atheist guy that was a really famous?
Brooks?
No, he wrote that book.
Brooks
I'll look it up.
Kepka?
Brooks was here from
Shawshank.
Shawshank Redemption.
Phenomenal. What a film.
Atheist.
I think he was British.
Oh, yeah. He's
Christopher
always,
Hitchens.
He was always
He
debating.
did one of those experiments that I watched where he was saying, waterboard me, and he had these 2 weights in his hands. And if he dropped the weights, it was to signal, don't waterboard me anymore. And he dropped them pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And said that was torture.
Yeah, it's fucked. What is the other one? What's the other water one? Chinese
water torture.
Yeah. That's the one where they just drop a droplet of water on you, right?
No, that's when you have a daughter and you're tired of it, so you throw her in the
river. What is it though? Isn't it isn't it just one drop of water, and by the end it feels like someone's taking like a sledgehammer to your forehead?
Yeah, they drop it right between your eyes,
yeah.
and they do it at irregular intervals.
Oh.
So you can't time it. And it leads to sleep deprivation, mania.
I did it. I would easily be able to survive that.
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather do that than
waterboarding.
Waterboarding, I think.
I told you when I was at camp and we slept in the lean-to and the there was a hole where I was sleeping, and I was the whole night just. I guess I couldn't do it. I was freaking the fuck out. I was so mad,
dude. I'll say that the part from the documentary that bothered me the most was the sleep deprivation stuff, where they were awake for 100 hours.
Oh yeah, that shit's insane.
And because I have a hard time sleeping, like and they're playing loud music and they're doing the strobe lights.
Yeah,
like crazy hard metal.
Does part of you think like, oh, I'd find a way?
I wondered, but then I thought, against that music,
they probably make sure you don't find a way.
They find a way. They make you stand up, so it's really narrow.
Yeah,
standing up. I don't know, man. But here's another thing I found out. I got curious about the band Slipknot recently. You know Slipknot?
Of course, yeah.
I got really curious about them. I don't know why, but I went down a rabbit hole of Slipknot. First of all, I'll say this. Their music is better than I thought.
Yeah, Slipknot's great.
I thought it was just screamo. Rah, rah, rah. No, but there's melody.
Yeah.
They go into these sort of more melodic bridges and choruses. You know, there's a little bit of screamo, but there's musicology and real talent behind especially the drummers. They say that the drummers who have played Slipknot's had a very rotating cast of
drummers
of the band. There have been multiple drummers and guitarists, and Chris Fenn, I think, was one of the longer standing lead singers. But dude, their stuff was solid, and they're highly regarded as a band around the world.
Yeah.
Not just by, No,
I'm aware. People. I'm aware of Slipknot.
They're fucking cool.
Yeah, they're sick.
I but I will say the masks scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
They wear the clown masks.
Yeah.
Clown number 1, clown number 7.
Yeah.
That does scare me a little bit.
It would probably be so fun to go to a Slipknot concert.
Probably
I think it would be, but those mosh pits aren't really even mosh pits. They're just full-blown brawls.
Yeah, but you don't got to get in the pit. We could go like nosebleeds.
I'd like to have a VIP box.
Oh, okay.
Have a Negroni.
Charcuterie board.
Yeah, we could just sit the whole time.
Yeah. Air conditioning, our own private bathroom.
Some binoculars on a stick.
Yeah.
I do say
we went to see Slipknot, and then we met them afterwards for a beer. Turns out they're really nice guys once you get behind the mask.
I rather enjoy Duality and Psychosocial.
I met the dude from ICP.
You did?
At Skankfest.
Is that just one guy?
I met the main guy. I think there's
Have they had a rotating band as well?
I don't know.
I'm not sure either.
About them. I just know that one song.
I can see Slipknot being a band that would not be pumped about us sort of being on stage with them.
You never know.
They're not like
Zach Bryan.
Yeah, we're not going to be up there like taking a selfie behind them.
I would get up there, break some shit.
But I also don't think that they're cool with anybody's job or like career that they have. It almost seems like this counterculture type of music for someone who is working a hard job. Is like, I fucking hate the grind. These people are all slugs.
Yeah. Like, isn't that kind of what Rage Against the Machine did too? And then now their concert tickets are like $600.
And now they're doing like Apple commercials.
Yeah.
I wonder. Do you think we should go to a Slipknot concert just to experience it?
Definitely. I would love that. I would love that. But what do we wear?
Masks.
Yeah. Our best clown.
Or like
masks.
all like white makeup with like a little black in the middle of your lip. Or
I might
something
go
like that.
Phantom of the Opera just to be ironic.
That would be funny.
Just the wrong mask to a Slipknot concert.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Should we wrap this up?
Might as well. I'm in
All right.
Chicago, coming right up. That's at Rosemont, the only place there are tickets left. Hope to have some of you guys come out to that. Tickets at punchup.live/Francis Ellis. Hairball?
I got a bunch of dates coming up in the fall. More on that soon. That's all I've got.
Wow, their concerts look sick.
Yeah, dude.
We gotta get out and see Slipknot live.